Hello Virgo! Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. Website I have is chris-ann with an e.com at the bottom of that paragraph. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website in the back, rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as an apple, use an umbrella. Okay. What do we have for Virgo? Okay. You got some saucy cards. Saucy. Okay. Ironically for Virgo, I think what's happening is you're transitioning into the next phase and you're very self-sufficient. Not a bad thing, really. I just keep getting the sense that, like, I don't want to do either. I don't want to do this by myself, or I don't want to lead. One of the two. Even though you're definitely ready and you can easily handle this, it's just kind of like I don't want to. Though it's kind of like I don't want to, even though you're definitely there. Why are you doing it then? I feel like you know it's the natural progression. It's expected of you, and it just fits. It's kind of like, well, this is where this is supposed to go. It's kind of like, well, this is where this was leading, but now that I'm doing it, even though I knew it was coming, now that I'm doing it, it's kind of like, I don't want to, though. You're not loving it. But it's kind of like you got the Empress half in, half out, kind of like, you know, this is kind of what it's time for this. And you got the Knight of Cups reversed, kind of like you're not wanting to. It's weird because it's kind of like I know it's time, and I know that other people are expecting me or other people are depending on me to do this. It's kind of like you know that you're the one that fits this situation. It's kind of like leading. It reminds me of a Virgo I know who ends up planning all the trips. It's not like they want to do it, but it's kind of like they want things to work out and they know it'll work out, and it's kind of expected in a sense. And if they want things to happen, they kind of make things happen. So they just do it because they want the result. And it just happens. Whatever the situation is, you have learned a lot. You knew it was coming to this point. Whatever this is that you're coming forward to, you knew it was coming here. You know it was going to be here. You knew this was going to happen. It's more self-sufficient. You've been improving. I'm getting something with boundaries. Over the past maybe 6 to 8 months especially, I don't think it started the last 6 to 8 months, but maybe in the last 6 to 8 months it's really been amping up where you've really been honing in your boundaries. By honing in those boundaries and making them more respectful to you, it's kind of pushed this forward. And I get, again, you've come to the point where you know it's time for you to solidify the situation the way you want, and the way to do that is for you to lead it. So it's either you're doing it by yourself or you're leading, one of the two. I'm talking about this, but I'm not showing it. Really not liking it, but understanding that you need to do it. That's the two of these together. It's time to let go of the past. You've learned what you need to learn. You are ready. It's kind of like jumping out of the nest. It's scary. You know you're ready to do it. You know you can do it. It's just scary. I keep seeing that Three of Swords. I don't think it's like the worst thing. I think it's more like how you're feeling other than what somebody's doing to you, I think. Yeah, you're not. It's not like it's a twist of fate. You got the Wheel of Fortune upside down, which is telling me it's not at all a surprise. And it's not like a twist of fate. It's like you have to do it. The Wheel of Fortune upside down is telling me that fate is not going to push you out of that nest. You have to push yourself. Because it's kind of like, when I'm using the nest analogy, I thought the mother bird pushes the baby bird out of the nest when it's time. But I feel like that's not happening here. There's no mama bird pushing you out. You were jumping. You're like, I need to do this. I know it's time. It's kind of like, I'm hungry. There's no food in this nest, so I either stay in this nest and just die of malnourishment, or I jump out of the nest and go get some food. And I'm going to jump out of the nest. I feel isolated by not doing this also. I just feel like I'm at that. I feel like there's just like no choice. I have to do something. It's not bad. It feels bad. It doesn't feel enjoyable. Well, I keep saying it's not bad, but it doesn't feel good. I don't like it. I don't want. It's like, it's kind of almost like that roller coaster feel. Like, oh, this is freaking me out. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. But I'm here, so here we go. You're gonna realize you're gonna be more comfortable with this than you expect going down the road. It's gonna fit you better than you realize. You really are better at this than you give yourself credit for. Especially when you get in a pattern, this isn't that difficult for you. It's just the fact that there's no one else to lean on. For some reason, I feel like that kind of like messes with your head a little bit. There's nobody else to lean on. Okay, these cards. Face down. There is some help around you with this situation, almost like advisors. This one, I feel like this is explaining 3 different advisors. This one, be careful of. One of them is going to try to push work off on you. Remember your boundaries. Don't get into that. One of them is going to like, you help me, I help you. That seems fair. I feel like Virgo's like right on point with that. Yeah, that's cool. I help you, you help me, I help you, you help me. It's not like we're keeping like a strict abacus or strict ledger on it, but it's like, one hand washes the other type feeling. That one's a good one. The last one is going to help you but not let you help them. Well, this is interesting. But then they're going to complain about helping you. So be careful of that. The last one, the 2 of them here I don't really care for. I don't like the one that tries to push off things on you and doesn't really help you, just tries to get you to do things for them. Put up some boundaries. Don't put up with that. This one over here won't let you help them, ironically, and complains about helping you. So that one's a weird one too. So 2 of them aren't good. Stick with the one that helps you, that you help them back. That's back and forth. That one, that's fine. I feel like that one will have ideas about how to deal with the other 2. The other 2 are a little bit. I mean, it's a general read. Take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? But pay attention to that. Keep your boundaries. Especially the one that wants to like push off their work on you and doesn't really give you any help anyway. We definitely don't have any need for that. The one that'll help you, but then talk about you, but won't let you help them. I don't like that one either. I feel like that's going to double back on you, so don't go for that either. You are bringing forth a level of respect with this situation. The situation, whatever it is you're getting involved in, it's time for it to evolve to the next standard of competence. I want to say competence. Virgo is very dependable. When there's rules, you usually stick to the rules, and you like that. You're bringing in a level of competency, kind of like, this is the rule. The rule's for everybody. Everybody has to follow this rule. It's kind of like you have to have a license to drive, at least in the country where I live. So it's kind of like you don't have a license, you don't drive. You get caught driving without a license, there's penalties for that. Everybody has to have a license to drive, as far as I know anyway. So it's kind of like that's the rule for everybody. And that's how we're doing this. You know what I mean? Kitchen's not open till 8 o'clock in the morning. That goes for everybody. Nobody gets to sneak in early. If there's people in there cooking, that's their business. They are in control of their cooking, but nobody else goes in there except the people cooking until 8 a.m. The rule for everybody. That's the rule for everybody. And it's kind of like if people were sneaking around these rules or doing this or doing that, I don't feel like you're being the traffic cop or anything, but I feel like you're pointing out like this is out of standard. We can't have this. That's out of standard. We can't have that. We need to bring this up. My team is up to standard. Everybody else's team has to be up to standard too. There's no reason we can't all be on standard. I don't see you like policing other people, but I feel like you're highlighting it. Like, hey, I'm towing the line, and so doesn't everybody else. Like, I just feel like every now and then, it might be even the sense of, like, every now and then you're just, like, saying everybody's in, like, you're just showing a report where all your people are in standard, and then other people are saying, well, oh, my people aren't, so I guess I need to get on that. You might be bringing it up that way, not like even that you're flat out saying, like, other people need to get up to the standard, but you just might be, like, putting out there, like, people are seeing it, like, oh, look, Virgo's people are all on standard. Or Virgo's tasks are all on point where they're supposed to be. And I guess the rest of us should be there, too. Could be one of those things. Because going down the road, I feel like I feel more comfortable. But I also, I constantly have to point out when things aren't right. But it may be like, is that passive aggressive? Instead of like telling people like, hey, you're not on point with all these things. Instead of saying that, kind of like putting up like, oh, look at all the things I'm on point with. Like, look at everything I have in line. Look at everything that I'm doing the way I'm supposed to do. Look how I'm keeping ahead of the schedule and making sure I stay in standard with things as I'm supposed to because I'm able to plan ahead and I get things done ahead of time. Because I get like the devil with the lovers. Like, I feel like people love and hate you at the same time. Please take that with a grain of salt. Because you're holding things to a higher standard, which it should be anyway. And people love and hate you for that. Don't let it get under your skin, hopefully. Hopefully when this reading comes forward, you just step back and you just let that be what it is. It's more about them than about you. You're doing a really good job. But the whole love-hate thing I'm getting here, I'm getting a very much love-hate thing. It's going to take you through to a couple more levels. People are going to look to you for answers, which ironically is going to be nice but make you uncomfortable at the same time. I feel like it's another level of the love-hate thing. It's a good thing, but if you just are able to step back and see it from a distance, like just step out of it third person and realize it's more about them than about you. This is something that has to be handled. This is how it should go. The fact that they love and hate you, that says more about them than it does about you. You're just doing what you're supposed to do. As long as you see it coming forward, I think you'll be fine. Are we good? I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and you have a great day.